Why, hello there. Let's make sure everything's happy here, and then we'll dive in. That's good. That appears to be good. I think that's good too. Okay, dokie. I think we're all right. So let's figure out what we're doing today. I didn't work on this too much over the past couple days. I did go in and this is already done. I did that part. I made sure we're null, and if not, then I throw an exception. Because if you're putting things in already occupied spaces, everything's bad. You shouldn't load this map. And then I also did error returns and made a list of strings that we return with the warnings if they exist. So we still need to do saving stuff, but we don't really need to worry about that just yet. Forgot to open that. We'll push that up really quick, just so that we have that change kind of isolated off, right? It's a trivial change. It doesn't matter, but we just don't want to make too big of a mess here. So in our editor now, let's go ahead and run this guy. Run the program, the full editor. There we go. So we have this still. But these are now, oh gosh, pardon me. We have data in here now. When we did this, we just did a placeholder for the type, I think, is what we did. But now we have actual data. That's still there. This right here. How do I want to do this? I think I want to build widgets for this. That way we can put their logic for what gets displayed in the widget itself. Kind of like we did in Cogent. That's what I think. Let me scoochy that. Let's just do a widgets here. Everything else is models and controllers, yeah, which we've so far been leaving out of a folder. We might leave that there. That might be okay. But in here, let's go ahead and we'll name you something like that. I think I'm done with this stuff for right now anyway. We'll leave that open just in case. But let's tidy this up really quick while we're here. We might need to see that still. You know, we might need that. Don't need that test for sure. We don't need that open right now. Let's put that over here. I think done with that too for now. And that. There we go. Okay. So over here, we're going to need that. And we'll call you horizontal tile. State less. I think so, because it can get rebuilt when we make a change, if we make a change. Ooh, but we might have to convert it later. We're going to start here, though. We do this. We do need a key, yes. And then instead of this text here, we can just do that. And everything stays exactly the same. But if we just do that, you see it updates, so we're good. Okay, in here, we probably want, as part of our constructor, to give it, because this extends connection tile, so it should have east and west, yeah. We're going to give you your it's going to be a horizontal tile. Let's call you tile data. Oh, this can't be required though, because if there's nothing in here, that's allowed, right? It's a null tile. There's no connections. I think. Is that true? Or am I wrong? When we build the map, we build it based on what's here. So yeah, it could be null. And that's fine. We just need to, you know, react accordingly. And we also need, where did we do? It's here in our landing page that we did our custom icons. It's in here. Scroll view, yeah, that's fine. Screen tile. Here. Assets. Okay, yes, I remember this now. So I need And I believe that's all tied into our pub spec. Right there. So it's just a folder. Okay, yeah. It's the whole folder, so we should be able to dump in extra things. And as long as the path is correct, we should be all right. I think I'm coming down with a cold. I do not approve. So let's do a folder in here. Map icons? Sure. We can call you that for now. And we should have already made... Well, I know they're already made, but we should have saved where... They might actually just be... in here now. So I'm going to copy them out real quick just so that we have them available to us here. We're going to need east and west. Oh, yeah. West, east, east. Seriously? Why not? Okay, then. Unless it did work. And it's just not. Nope, okay. Cool bug there, JetBrains. Disappointed in you. I can't, there we go. Oh, it's very annoying. Put you in the hard way. Editor, assets, map icons, paste, east and west. Okay. I will chuck those from there. We don't need the copy anymore. There we go. I've got east and west. Perfect. And then I will need to const them, though. Or I'll want to anyway. This can be east icon, assets, map, icons, east, svg, const, west icon, sets, map icons, west, svg. Okay, perfect. Meow. I'm worried about this. I remember having issues with getting this to be good. We're gonna center it. I don't think... Look at my docs on the expanded. Do 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 do. Doesn't tell me. Child of a row columnar flex. Okay, so it's none of those. It's a table view cell, which is a different thing. So how do I want to handle making it a size? I believe it's this. So let's actually do a builder here. Oh, what is the syntax for that? Where did we last do that? It's not a context builder. It's not a list view. Yeah, gosh, where did I do this? I did this in the split pane, I think, right? Which lives split view right here. Layout builder, that's what it is. Okay. Let me just drag this over here. We're going to try layout builder. Builder is there. This is also... Where are you? I can't remember. Can't remember the syntax. Builder is this. Build context, context. Box constraints, constraints. Like so, okay. Why are you mad? You. Oh, because you're still null, right. So if I do that, then we're good. Okay, but we don't want to do that necessarily. We want to return probably a container so that we can do a border, right? We can do decoration, which is actually, can we just do I'm forgetting all my clutter right now. No, it is decoration. Box decoration, which has border. It does. Border. Rectangular. No, rounded. Rounded rectangular border. I'm going to say you can't be a box border. I'm forgetting my flutter. Box decoration. Border is not that. But I can do border all for all of them. According to their docs. Oh. Okay. I was going to say you lie, but apparently I'm just bad at this, which is fine. Width, let's just try for a 4. Just to see. We might want to pass that in too, but for now we'll just kind of rough it in. And then there's a border radius, which is separate. And this is the border radius 0. Because we just want it to be a nice sharp corner, but we do want a border on it. Oh, we also need to do color here. Because right now it's a black border, as you can see. Color will pull you from the context. Theme of context. Color scheme on primary. That makes it that color. Didn't want that color. Is it just the secondary? That makes it the light pink. Perfect. Okay. We also want you to be width. The constraints max width. Height. Constraints max height. You should fill up this area. Perfect. Like so. We could center that just so it's purdy. That'll do. I want that border to be a little smaller, like maybe half. That's much better. Much better. Okie dokie. 1 second. I need to blow my nose. Okay. Struggle busting through here. So we're good there. We'll need to touch that up in a minute too, but that's okay. I will probably want to do a margin. No, this is edge sets all. Just to give it a little scooch, because we don't have room between these guys without it, I don't think. We'll change it if we need to. Okay, now. Inside of here. How do I want to do this? We could actually do a row in here. And I'm thinking about, like, if we put the icon in there, right? We can put them both side by side in here, but if we only have one of them, we could make it grow in that regard, but that's going to mess with our sizing. As a starting point, let me pull back up my screen tile here. We also have to worry about this, setting the size of this SVG picture asset. So let's do this. Let's try this way first. We'll say there's an if no, yeah, yeah, we'll start here. Just thinking about the if statements in here, right? We can lay it out for this a rough in because we know we have connections both ways in the test data. But we should have a width, which will be context max. Why don't I? Or constraints. Constraints max width divided by 2. Height is going to be constraints.max height. And then this is going to be west icon. And then we'll basically have the same guy, but it'll be east icon. We forgot to feed it. And we called you tile data. Oh, this is that. Let's fix our imports too. There we go. Okay, so we're overflowing. Not ideal. Is that... Is that because of this? Why are we overflowing? What if I just put one of you in for a test? Okay. I've got nothing showing. I seem to have lost my... Oops. Not that one. We're done with that. Thank you. Where is... That's not what I want. What are you? I don't know what you are. I always forget where this lives. Thought it was over here. But these are like the Flutter command line tools. Where did I... Where are you? That's not it. Those are the plugins. Where are you? Where? Property editor. It's not in the sidebar though, my dude. That's why I'm here. Being irritated that you're not here. I'm very irritated by that. Assets, map icons, East SVG, West SVG. That should be good. Why can't I see you? What if I take this out just for funsies and tests? And I just make you the child directly of my container. What do you say about that, Mr. Flutter? Asset does not exist or has empty data. Okay. I disagree with you on that, but I also wonder if this is a hot reload issue then. Where I didn't build that with that actually available. So we need to rebuild. Okay, no. Assets, map icons, West SVG. Is it? Is it as stupid as... Okay, this thing is like freaking out. I don't know why I've lost the ability to drag things into the file tree here. Deeply annoying. Hello? I can has IntelliJ back, please? Do all your crap. Okay. West oh. No, I did that right. Let me drag you up to assets really quick. I'm wondering if I have to add the folder, the subfolder. That'd be annoying. No. You don't have empty data, and you do exist. Oh, I'm dumb though. Because I should have done that. Okay. I could look this up, or I could just YOLO one of those. I can't do that. Okay. Will that worky work? Just rebuild just to be sure it's picked up. Not hanging on to it from a cache or something. Okay. No. Why not? Map icons. Need that to go. There we go. Why can't I put things into a subfolder? Assets does not see subfolders. Write all folders and subfolders. Okay, so it says to do exactly what I've just done. Assets, map icons, which is annoying, but it's there, right? Do I need to do this? I wouldn't think so, but you know. Asset does not exist or has empty data. That makes no sense. Never mind. I forgot to move back. I am retarded. Let's try that again. Let's stop and restart. It didn't throw an error, but I also didn't have anything showing. Okay, there we go. So we got that in. Now, that's fine. Let's put our row back in. Oop. That goes there. This goes here. Then we've already got. Okay. We're still good. We're gonna let that be alone. This, but you are east. Okay, that overflows. Why does that overflows? We could also do that just for a little flavor. And then chuck in a sized box. I think main axis size max. Can I get away with doing that? Okay, it still says it's overflowing, but that seems kind of like a lie. Actually, I don't want to do this. Do I? No. I want ultimately for these guys to live inside of a padding, I think. And then we can do symmetric, yeah, because we want to do horizontal just a little bit, let's say. A little bit more than that, how about? Still more. That's getting like really close. But if we did still a little bit more. Okay, it's pushing it out that way though. I don't like. Which might mean that we do need to do this because this will rescale with the size of the thing. In theory, we make your width, strengths, max width divided by let's make you like a 1/10 of the max width. Oh yeah. That's much better. I would still like, okay, I would like you to stop doing that if you're not actually overflowing, which I doubt you are. Let's see. Okay, well, we got that. Unhandled element. What? Named you. I don't know what that's about. We'll have to check that out here in a second. Like, we're getting the error pop up there, but not... Go away, please. Can't tell if you're actually overflowing or not. We do want... Shut up. Let me restart that real quick. Where you keep doing this too? What is going on with my IDE today? Like, there's nothing overflowing on that screen. I can has IntelliJ again? Might have to like clear the cache and all that. For IntelliJ, let it rebuild. Okay, run this so that it stops bothering me, even though it's run it 1,000 times, please. Yeah, it keeps running. I don't understand that. Why are you... Okay. Let me make sure we run this here. Okay. Now, we'll have to figure out what's up with that unhandled element here in a second. But we probably also want to have a little space here, right? If I don't give it a width, what happens? It's tiny. Okay. So let's put the width back. And that's going to overflow. That won't, but it's still, that's too small by far. In axis alignment, we want to center that. It's too small still, but no, you're not. Stop lying to me. Nothing overflowing. Does not say so. Let's do that. That'll get me a little closer to where I want to be. I wonder also if I could do... We want these guys to be... There's 3/10 consumed. So we have 7/10 to play with. We could do... this. To maybe get a little closer to exactly how big it is. Oop, that did not work. Now you are for sure overflowing. That is now accurate. I'm confused as to why that would be so busted. Because like this should be effectively the same as this. Oops. And we could replace it just to double check ourselves for sanity here. Yeah, it didn't move at all, which is expected, right? Width. It's interesting that that is wrong. Why is that wrong? We can go back to this. And it would be much happier. Except for those little glitches that I'm still hoping are not going to be an issue in production. Our tiles are kind of on the small side anyway. So we'll probably want to do that, but we need to implement like a zoom or something. We might just go with that for now. I need you to shut up though. Oops, not print. Delete. Clear all that out of there real quick. Is it because... No, you're incompatible. That's so deeply annoying that it does that. We do need to do a Flutter upgrade, apparently, at some point, too. Okay, but it's not throwing stuff down here. Let's also figure out this stuff real quick. What in the world are you complaining about? SVG library does not support certain or any filters, but I'm not trying to filter. That's an element filter. Okay, so maybe when we exported this, this is all Inkscape stuff. Okay, I see. I didn't particularly ask for that, but that's fine. It can be in there for our editing purposes. This thing is just going to say there's an unhandled element. That's okay. I hope. I see no reason currently to worry about it. We can clean it up if we have to later. Okay. So we have a rough in for the horizontal. Let's rough in horizontal tile. Let's commit that real quick. We need to make sure this here can I do that? I don't yet think I can do that. And you're going to be mad. I guess we can do that. And we do the same thing here. Like so. Now, I don't know how it's going to react to one of those being null, but we could find out if we did our test map. I need to know the ID temporarily, though. Ugh. Let's see. We're looking for 2-1 to 3-1. Right here. And I would need to... I would need to take this guy here. Oop. Need to find you. Delete that line. And I need a reload. Okay, we're still good then. Okay, perfect. And if I was to do 3-1, for example, no results? No. Ah, I forgot that. There we go. There we go. Okay, so source of 3-1 or origin and destination of 2-1. This one, if we take you out really quick as well, this guy should be an empty square. And it is. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's put you back in. And the other... I just do this. That'll fix that for me. And if we bounce out of here real quick and back in, we see that we're back in action. Okay, so that'll handle the absence of 1. Handle absence of whatchamadealio. Connections in horizontal tile. Okay, perfect. That went up. Okay. Let's clean up the room tile here first, which is essentially right meow gonna look a lot like this one. Package, Flutter, material, Dart, perfect class, room tile, extends, stateless, widget. You need to have the same way we did here, room data, tile data. This needs to be nullable. We need a constructor here, super key, tile data. I need you to get imported. We override the build context, contexte, there we go, context, return, layout builder is build context, box constraints, right? Am I forgetting something? Probably. We'll return a text. Location dot to string. No? Oh, right. You can't be null. Okay, that's fine. Oh, yeah, we need 2. What are you mad about? Final variables must be initialized, but tile data isn't. What? Oh, I forgot that. Okay. You can be const, sure, why not? In here, not map tile, room tile, we give you map tile. Import that. That. And nothing changes, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay. Now, let's also build this guy up here. This needs to be a container. In the same way it used to be. Constraints, max width. Height, constraints, max height. Let that all get tidied up. Perfect. What are you complaining about? No, because I want this to be centered for right meow. Perfect. Things are shaping up. This is going to need a margin. We can use 2. Decoration, box decoration. Same way we did over here. Border all. We did a 2 here as well. For the width. We want this to be the same color. Theme of context. Color scheme. Secondary. Border radius is... Actually, we don't need to specify that over here. It's already squared. Do I need to do this over here either? I don't. Okay, cool. We do want to give this a little bit more room to breathe, though. Let's give... Let's go with... There's nothing in map, or not, table view that does this, right? Before I get too crazy. Row builder, column builder. Ugh, gosh. I don't see any. I don't. Yeah, that's going to make me start to overflow. I don't think this takes into account the... I know it doesn't take into account that. Let's take the margin out. What if we did away with the border on connection tiles? Oops. I did one too few. There we go. In fact, I actually think that's what we did. I could be misremembering. Let's open our screenshot. It is. We had a different color. but we can't inject a space in here, I don't think. Not with this widget. We could do what are you? I guess maybe you are just color. Same theme of context. Color scheme. Container? Primary container? Would make you that color. So we want secondary container, I think. Okay, that's closer. Was it on secondary? Not quite. On secondary container. That's very, very bright. You're really... I want, like, the card. The card background. Card color. That's just black. I feel like we've done surface container. There we go. What is the difference between low and high in this case? A little bit more brightness. We want it to be pretty muted and understated. Like you're there, but not, right? Not, doesn't stand out. This guy... He used to have the same background. No, he didn't. I lied. He's always been black. Okay, so we're going to stick with that then. For now. That's a good rough in. From tile connection, tile, map pane. What do we change in map pane? Oh yeah, duh. Of course we did. Yeah, that's all good. Rough in room tiles and adjust color scheme of connecting tile. Or just adjust. Let's just say visuals, because we also did took the padding out. Or the margin rather. That's okie dokie. All right, now let's go ahead. I'm not convinced yet that this is actually the widget we're going to use for this. Like it's working okay, but it's missing things like a gap between them, right? So we need to solve that problem. But let's go ahead and just get these roughed in, and that'll be a decent chunk of work for us, right? I would like to get that up so that we can then kind of tweak and figure out what we want to do. Let's oh, this we need to also guard though. This could be this. It's actually yeah. Just if it's not null, it's that. Otherwise, null. What is that not allowed for? I think I can just do this too, though. Let's just do that. It's easier. No, I can't. Really? Do I need to put you before child? Is that my problem? What am I screwing up in my syntax here? Go back to ternary. Oh, now you're happy. Okay, okay then. I swear I just did that. And you were complaining. If we were to... Yeah, shut up. If we were to go into our test data here now, and let's just say delete 2.1. From our tiles, 2... 1. Location 2.1. We take you, chuck you for a second. Let that load. We need to bounce back and invalid. Okay. Why would you say invalid there, though? I don't think room data. Coordinate isn't optional. You're not overflowing. Stop. Where's invalid coming from? Ah, up here. Down here. Because it's null. That's why. That's going to be a little bit problematic. Because connections... Oh my gosh, I need that to stop. It's driving me insane. I know it's silly, but it just bothers me that it moves down there. There we go. So... No, stop it. Shut up forever. Connections get filled in regardless. Is that true? I want Don't show again for this project. Thank you. It is true, because when we come in here and fill things in, it gets a tile. And I guess we could say something. Let's see what this is really quick. This had better not be pointless. Oh, was this? Yeah, okay. That's probably valid. Let me look at that real quick. Ugh. All right, whatever. Like it should, even if we don't have room data for it, it should put a room tile in there, is what I'm trying to say. So we would want to say here, I think I was heading down this route and I totally forgot. I remember taking continues out of here. All of these should continue. If no other case is true. Well, actually, hang on. No. Because these are else's. So it's going to happen. But because this is all in here, so if vertical is odd and horizontal, no? Because this is actually 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. So if horizontal is even, and this is 0, 1, so 0, 1, 2. So if horizontal and vertical are both even, vertical is even, and if horizontal is odd, this should read just we are horizontal. Otherwise, well, that's not true either. If vertical is even and horizontal is odd, that means we're horizontal. That's correct. Otherwise, if vertical is odd, it's right here. So like so. And I think that's all we need. Nope. That is not it at all. Not true at all, I guess I should say. Let's pull up our map test. Map controller test. Oh yeah, things are broken. Shares a location that are tile. Okay. And it's not a room data tile. So we've totally Screwed that up. Let me do that again. This should get us back to... No, it just fixed my widget loaded correctly. Let me run the tests again. This should all fix everything. And it does. Okay, perfect. Why does that break everything in the whole world? So if vertical is even and horizontal is odd, we're a connection tile. Horizontal is even. Vertical is odd and horizontal is even. That's fine. This whole thing is fine because it only works in cases where our vertical tile is odd, right? So that's Gucci. Oh yeah, we have that change there. It's like, what changed? Well, that's very confusing. That should have been correct. Is my bug over here? It is throwing an exception incorrectly because in the map controller, when we do our loading, it checks for it to be null. I forgot about that. Hang on one sec. Yeah, definitely got a cold. Okay. Misery. So it's got to throw an exception, and we don't check exceptions yet. It's on our to-do list in the widget, which is why I blanked the map. But right here, but target tile should be a room data. This if it's not null, do this, right? That means we had valid data in there. It shouldn't be tripping the other one, but that's what we saw. We saw the error message for the other one. And here it is again. It's not a room data tile. Why aren't you room data? Is it because you don't have a UUID, I wonder? I wonder if that's the case. Oh, because you're already open, duh. You should still be our room data, though. Let's debug you. Let's actually drop in here. Put our break there. Okay, so map data 3.3. Um, Where is map? Oh, it's in this map. Here we go. So it's 5 by 5. That's not correct. You should be 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it is 5. It is 5. Okay. I forgot padding. Room tile, connection tile, room tile, connection tile, room tile. All those. Room tile, connection tile, room tile, connection tile. Where y'all verticals? That's not quite right. That is flipped. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's because room tile, vertical, room tile, vertical, room tile, vertical. Or is it? Because you're horizontal and diagonal. So horizontal, diagonal, yes. This guy's wacky right now. But our data is all messed up right now, too. Okay, so that should be okay. I need to rerun this. So target tile is room tile. But it's also oh, it doesn't have a location. We need to put a location into it. That's going to be a problem. Okay, that's all right. Right? Yes. Of course it is. This location. Oh, ooh. Room tile, not room data. That's what goes in there, right? Room data. There we go. That's what I messed up. Now my test should pass again. Okay, we're good. Now, we bounce. Still something ain't right. Let's make sure it's not a hot reload bug, because our test just passed. Oops. Okay, there we go. And now we had you. You're not 0, 0, though. That's just the constant. for when we don't have. That's the default. For our room data. Need to tidy that up again real quick. See that? How do we differentiate between one of these guys that's blank then if we do this way? Let's roll that back out. Let's roll this back out. We'll leave it as null. Our test should still pass here because it doesn't care about nulls. It has data in there. Yeah, okay, so we're good there. And let's think about this instead from this side of the world. We would need to clean up the naming here. This should really be this is the tile model. Same deal here. And vertical connection tile. Model. Oop, totally spelled that wrong. Cool, cool, cool. Model. Okay. Yeah, do it, please. So. And I probably want to also rename this in all of these. That way it's not as confusing to read, right? What's broken? You shouldn't be broken. I refactored. Just an import broken. Okay, that's fine. Fix, 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 fix. And you, same. Why you didn't fix my imports for me, but I'll fix it myself. Manually make you fix it. There we go. Okay. Let's do temporary. I'm going to roll that back real quick because this is a big old chunky change. We're just going to say refactor tile model names to reflect fact there, pardon me, data models, not widgets. Okay, now I can take that back out because we still need to figure out how we want to handle this. I don't really want to make a model for the room that's separate. This is kind of already the model. In the same way these guys are. One sec. I foresee Dayquil in my future. Okay, so because we fill these in, I think we're safe to say that if it's a null, that it's still okay. And then our room tile object can't be assigned. What? How about that? Ah, I can't cast a null. Okay. Can't cast null to room data. Could I say that? I can say that. That gives us this, which is correct. And we just need to know how to handle that null, which we do there. We still have our invalid, let's just say invalid map tile type here. That way we still have that safety, because if it's something else, some other weird thing, we should still display something and not crash. So yeah, that. I think it'll be okay. Let's go ahead and roll this back real quick. We don't want to actually change our test data set. Right, meow anyway. Handle null room tiles correctly. Okay, so in theory now, put you back, we got that. That's handled. Let's go ahead. We're done with that for right meow, I think. We need to, I guess, do vertical. Vertical connection tile dart. It's going to look a lot like horizontal. And I'm going to pull you over here. I don't think I need you right now. I don't think I need you right now. Or you. Here we go. Because vertical tile extend stateless widget, and then I'm going to need here final vertical connection tile model could be nullable. Tile model is quite fine still for that. Here we need a constructor. Super key this dot tile model like so. We called you tile model, right? Tile data. Okay, that's fine. We'll fix that. There we go. And then we need to override build context layout builder. Builder is build context box constraints like so. Like so. You get replaced completely. Vertical tile. Import that map tile. Parameter name. There we go. Vertical tile. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to do a very much the same thing here. That's why this is here. We're going to return a container instead of this. Turn the container. Color will be theme of context. Color scheme, and we use surface container low. Perfect. Love that. Width is still going to be constraints. Max width. Height is still going to be constraints. Max height. Perfect. Child, in this case, column. Children. List of widgets. Main axis size here. Max, you should be as tall as you are. Main axis alignment. Center. But I also need to cross axis align you, I think. And then here we're going to do the same thing. It'll be a sized box. Height, though, will be constraints.max height, 1/10 of the max height. Then we will have our SVG. We also need to handle in the same way. North connection is not null. Then we do SVG picture dot asset. The height on this will be max height. We'll start with 3.5. We might need to move that around a little bit. Otherwise, null. Perfect. We'll do another sized box. It's actually going to be the exact same as this one. Let's have a roll. We'll need another for the end. We might as well put him there. Meow. Why are you not Oh, asset, yes. I also need to put my assets in real quick. That's a thing for sure. North and south into map icons. Sure. Const you up here. North icon. Pronounced with an F for fun and then immediately typed it. Totally messed myself up. Love it. South icon. Get you in there like so. You are the top one. You are north. Perfect. Same deal here. File data. South connection is not equal to null. SVG picture asset height strengths max height 5 by 3.5 south icon. Otherwise, no. Like so. Okay. We need to, in here, we already did that. We should actually be ready to rock. Except, I think we need to rebuild, to pull in north and south. Make sure they get all squozing in. Okay, that's good. That's really good. I'm really happy with that. Okay. Let's rock and roll. Off in the vertical connection tiles. Rock and roll, rock and roll. All right, diagonal is going to be a little more trickier because we need to do a bunch of crap. We need like 3 rows inside of it, but we'll just go ahead and start kerchunking on through. I'm going to close that really quick though. I'm going to take and delete that. It's fine. We had horizontal and vertical slashes. Trying to remember how we're employing them. Let's take a look here. I think it was for the middles. I'm gonna omit them for now. We can bring them back later. I think it had to do with our sizing and things just kind of looked a little awkward. You know, this is super broken because of the update. It looked a little bit better than this beforehand, but we're going to trim down the icons if we can, I think. So let's pull in northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Do I want the middle? I don't think I do. I think we'll be okay with just these to start with. We can pull them in later if we want. Let me clean that up, chuck that away, because we just moved them in, so we're good there. Okay. Right meow. Ugh. Well, that my camera. It's all blurry again. Let me fix that really quick. It's as blurry as I feel. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now that you have been, hopefully pulled into the assets, it should get packaged up into the build, however it does that. Whatever spooky magic at a distance happens in Flutterland. Okay, so we can then come over here and rough in a diagonal connection tile dart. Pull you over here because we're going to borrow from our past selves. Extends stateless widget like so. We're going to do a final diagonal connection tile model. Could be nullable. Tile data. Diagonal connection tile. This will be a const constructor. Throw in the key. This dot tile data, just like so. Override. Widgets. Build context. Like so. Return layout builder. C#, no Dart. This is build context, and box constraints. We'll throw in our temporary horizontal tile. We'll make it pretty really quick just because we can. Map pane over here. We are going to chuck this and replace it with the diagonal connection tile. Tile data is map tile, just like so. Butamus horizontal tile. Oh, I typed the wrong thing. It should be diagonal. That's all right. We're going to chuck this in favor of a container anyway. The child is going to be a column. Main axis alignment. Main axis alignment center. Cross axis alignment. Cross axis alignment center. Okay. I don't think it matters, but that's fine. Main axis size, we did that. Main axis size, max, just to be sure. Bestow widgets here. The container width is constraints, max width. Height is constraints max height. Same there. How long you're doing this project? About a year. But not, it's not like my full-time job, so. Okay, so we've got those in what else do we need? Color, yeah. Color. Theme of the context. Color scheme, surface container low. That's correct. We also, no, we don't need a border. We took the border out of these guys. So children, row, inside of there. Main axis alignment, so that the children objects get centered up. Speaking of, there will be a list of children widgets in here. That'll be the same for both of these fellas here. Meow. Children. I want to do think. Those. And the same in here. So that we have a little padding. I want to say that I want, not there, padding on the top and the bottom as well, like so, right? Okay. Now, I think can I get away with doing this in only 2? Let's find out. It's .asset, right? Yes. We do need to guard you though. So this is tile data. This will be northwest. If this is not null, boop. Otherwise, just null the whole thing. This. Width, strengths, max, width, divide by 3.5. We're going to keep that for now. We're also going to need... Oh, we forgot to do our constants up here, didn't we? Yeah, we sure did. Northwest, icon, assets, boop, map, icons, northwest, SVG, north, east icon, assets, map icons, east, SVG, const, southwest, icon, oop, let's spell it correctly, this, southwest, SVG, right, yes. Southeast. Like so. I can't type today. There, that's better. And then you need northwest icon like so. Then in my row I've got this guy. I think I need one more of him, and then I need another of this, except northeast connection, northeast icon like so. Okay, this is looking promising. I think it's gonna get wonky when I start mixing and matching though. We'll see. Check both of these in here. This is this will be southeast because it's first. Wait, no. Southwest because it's first. Southeast because it's second. Southeast. Southwest. Okay, we got our diagonals in, and it did more or less work. I would like... Did I not put... a spacer between. I did. Can I make you a little bit bigger without destroying everything? Wait, no, this is the wrong one. I didn't put in between the two rows. Needs a little spacer too. That didn't seem to work. It's not quite working. Why wouldn't that be working? Got a row. Got another row. Got a sized box. Column should fill that. I'm also noticing that my arrows are kind of like off. They're not in a line. So something else is wrong there with my layout, which is all right. Oh, no, the width is fine. Because this, duh, needs to be height. There we go. That's better. Also my little padding up here needs to be height. And the same with the bottom. And now we're really, really close to inline, if not exactly, which is gratifying. I would like to be exactly. Let's see here. So we padded you with a width, but that's in a row, so that's accurate. Same here, same here. Same with all three of those. Like, just going by eyeballs, it looks pretty dang close. It should be accurate. I think I'm okay with that for now. We're going to save testing removing, because manually editing the test map data to verify that it correctly does the needful is going to be a nightmare. So we're going to save doing that until we do the editing part of this widget. This screen, I guess you could say. But I already know, based on the way these guys behaved, well, I'm pretty sure. Hang on. When we did... we deleted 2.1. We can delete 2.1 again really quick, because that'll kill the connections next to it, actually. So yeah, that becomes a disaster. These guys move in like this, right? So kind of the same thing happens. That's fine. We just need to correctly adjust for it, right? Or account for it. Put this back really quick. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to commit a rough in the diagonal tile widget. That's all Gucci. Now we can redo that. Delete. Leave you all busted. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's correct. When we're in here, if I do a sized box, and this is the child, I want you to get over here where you belong. Okay. Why won't you let me... Why won't you let me be null? I don't know. It's fine, though. What I want to do is I want to make your width this. And then I want to delete your width, I think. Ooh, is incorrect. Do I still need you to have the same width? I do. Okay. And then you can see the one where that's the one missing, everything lines up correctly. So it's kind of silly to do that, but I don't think I can get away without... Box fit contain. What if I did... was it not? That's fit. That's what it is. Fit box fit dot fill. Then can I get rid of that? No. Fit width. That's also pretty busted. Huh. Interesting. Let's scale down. That just makes it really tiny. It makes sense. Cover? Nope. Contain, I think, is the default. Yes. Fit height, just for the hex of it? No. Yeah, that pushes it out. Okay. Our best option seems to be not that 3.5 on this one. Still seems to be do this. That just makes everything work correctly. Okay. All right. Well, now we know. So we're going to shoot in a sized box around you like so. Delete that. Child is this like so. You like so. You like so. Okay. And that fixes all of those perfectly. Love that. Very, very pleased. I would like, I think, to do the same to the other widgets. That way they don't kind of float into the middle here. They stay where they should be. So let's, we'll do that real quick just to make it easy. Ensure alignment of icons remains the same when not all icons are present. And I typoed that, but I don't care. It's fine. It's too late now. Way too much effort to go back and fix it. Let's take you out really quick just to be sure. Horizontal connection. We're going to do the same thing around these guys. And that's also width based, so that's fine. Yep. Like so. Easy peasy. And now, yeah, that looks much better. I don't think I need to keep doing that. I think it's fine because it's loaded into memory. It should be okay. I just don't want to commit it by accident. Sure. Horizontal icon alignment remains the same regardless of all icons connections present. And we'll do the vertical. This guy, however, this needs to be height based. And we still do that, so that's all still Gucci. You. There we go. Beautiful. Just like that. Sure. Vertical icon alignment remains the same regardless of all icons / connections present. So many typos in my commits. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Could have slowed down. But that's, I think, where I'm going to leave it for tonight. We're going to need to figure out... Oh, we could border these guys. That would look kind of like it was separate, but it wouldn't be at the same time. I'll think about it. I'm still not sure if this is the correct widget for this because Zoom. Zoom is going to be the big deal. Zoom and how we handle connecting the on-click to this pane. Because we need to be able to click it, set it selected, and whoop, do that, right? So that's what we'll start digging in on tomorrow. Because I am tired and I don't feel very great. So I'm going to go to bed. But if you like this kind of thing, I would love to see you again. And I'll be doing this thing tomorrow because I do this 4 days a week for roughly 2 hours, starting tonight and ending on Friday or Monday night. Sorry. So yeah, come on back and hang out again. Thanks for hanging out. Those of you who did. And if I don't see you, then you guys